Let's do a 3D visualization of the calculation we just did for the volume of a sphere. I'm using a website called CalcPlot3D. I'll put a link in the description. There are multiple versions of it out there, some of them older that can't do this volume of rotation thing, so you'll need to make sure you get one of the more modern ones. So I've got it set to use the curve square root 5 squared minus x squared. I'm just using 5 for our capital R, our radius. And it's plotting the region under that curve in 2 dimensions. And then we're telling it go from -5 to 5, like negative capital R to positive capital R. And we're revolving around y equals 0, which is the x-axis. And we can tell it to rotate the region, and we can see it sweep that out in 3 dimensions. So there's our sphere. And then let's go back a ways here. Then we can say, just like I encourage you to draw kind of a representative disk or start with a rectangle, we can say start with a rectangle and let's put it over here. So that's the plane rectangle. It doesn't draw it here, but when we draw it in 2 dimensions, we would draw a rectangle there. And then we can sweep that around. It happens to sweep it the opposite way from the region, but it all ends up in the same place, right? So there's our differential element, our disk in this case. And we're imagining lots and lots of those, and we can actually have it show kind of chunky ones, but we can tell it to do more and more. So doing something like 10 is roughly like what we had with our physical model here. And it actually will tell us the volume of the region based on on those disks. So you can see as we change this, we're getting slightly different answers here. What's the actual volume of a sphere with radius 5? It's 4/3 pi r cubed with r being 5, so it's 523.59, and we're getting pretty close to that here with 30-some washers. But when we set up the integral in calculus, using actual like antiderivatives, we get the exact volume rather than just saying we're only using 50 disks. So that's how we do this. I'm going to make another video showing how you set this all up because it takes a little bit of doing.